Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hi guys, it's Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. We're doing paid reviews today. 20JU73. 20JU73. This is a paid review for Daniel. And before we start this paid review, let's do a quick wristwatch check. What am I wearing? Patek Philippe. Patek Philippe. That's right. Patek Philippe. And guess what else I've got here? Guess what else I've got at the moment? I have got Scotty's JLC Reverso. There we go. Okay, let's jump straight into this video. So let's jump straight in and let's get this baby on the road here. So here we go. Dear Archie, I have 3 questions that I hope you can answer. Number 1, should I restore a sentimental but ugly vintage Rolex or keep it as is? Number 2, do I swap a reference 1675 Rolex GMT for an IWC Portuguese? And number 3, what do you think of the SINN U1? I have attached photographs of the watches in questions and have deposited $50 into your PayPal account to compensate you for the time considering and responding these questions. I would love either a video response or an email response, provided that it is thoughtful and uncensored. I am really conflicted about the first 2 questions. I have attached photos of the Rolex in question as well as marketing photographs of the IWC and the SINN. So firstly, let's have a look here. Question 1. I currently have a Rolex reference 1002 that my father purchased in 1963 when he was in the military. He was inspired by Ian Fleming's choice of watch for James Bond and spent something like $250 for the watch at a naval base in Newfoundland. The watch has been serviced regularly and runs quite well. Unfortunately, the paint has been flaking off of the silver sunburst dial and the watch looks awful. The last time I had this watch serviced, the Rolex repair shop offered to replace the dial with a flat silver service dial. As I understand it, there is no way to restore or replace the watch's dial that would retain its original character since it has the less common Delphine hands and markers. I could purchase a $3,000 donor watch and cannibalize it for its dial and hands, but this is not financially feasible and would seem to be a sort of a sin. This watch has intense sentimental value, but it has become so ugly over the years that I do not want to wear it. Should I leave this watch running well but with the ugly original dial and hands, or should I attempt to have it restored by placing its dial and hands with a far more generic silver dial and rectangular markers and hands? Well, and Daniel, you have come to the right place. I am your pontiff. I am the pontiff, and I am here to answer these tricky questions. And I've got to tell you, it's really quite simple. This is a tricky thing. What do? You're confused. Well, I got a few options for you, a little bit unorthodox, but we will get to the point here. And I think you would appreciate exactly what I'm trying to tell you there. So for starters there, I've got some very good contacts, okay? I have contacts in the industry who could do a number of things with this said watch. Now, the reason, let's looking at the dial there, I got to say, it is actually quite a attractive watch. It's an attractive watch. It's actually, you know, when you told me the problems there, it's actually very interesting. The dial and hands there, it doesn't, I thought it was water damage, But then I think maybe it's not water damage, it's a dial flaw. Now, what I would do is this. Okay, I'll tell you what the best thing to do is. And I am the pontiff. This is why I earn the big bucks. Okay, what do? I've got a friend of mine in Thailand. He does some wristwatch restoration work. He can get you the correct dial and hands, and you can retain the originals and you can put in replacements. It's problem solved. You've kept the original parts, keep that to the side, and you put on a new dial and hands, and it's not going to cost terribly. It's going to be much cheaper than going to Rolex service center, because they tend to be a bit pricey and they don't do a good job. So that is exactly what I would do. I would keep the original parts, and I would put in a replacement dial and hands, and I would use the watch but retain the original. That's the way forward. Rolex are a bunch of how do I put this? They are rather difficult. I've got to be honest with you there. I would seriously, that's what I would do, man. I would not be giving them parts away. You want to retain the parts, plus put in a workable, usable, and I think the watch will be quite nice. The 1002, it's a manual wind Rolex. It was an expensive watch. It was a Rolex, but it was sort of their bottom of the range. So it's nothing wrong with that. Finance and credit was a lot harder to get back then. You paid cash, you saved up and bought things. So that was actually quite a considerable amount of money in the day. So you're very lucky to have a father who had that sort of watch, because the garbage that my father gave me, oh my God. See, we've only come into money in recent years. During this time, when my father was even a merchant banker, he wore Seiko 5. Seiko 5. Okay, so that answers first part. Email me. I'll send you the guy's details. He'll be able to get those parts. You can retain it all. Problem solved. Number 2. At some point in the future, I will be inheriting a well-maintained reference 1675 Pepsi Rolex GMT Master. Against my advice, my father replaced its nicely flated bezel insert with a new one the last time he had it serviced a few years ago. It was running well, well cared for. My father was a commercial airline pilot, and this watch was one of his treasured professional tools. Despite its provenance, I have no sentimental attachment to this watch and do not believe I will ever wear it. Since I first learned of it in 2011, I have lusted after an IWC Portuguesa automatic reference IW500705, specifically the version with the blued hands and numerals and the 7-day power reserve. I am not wealthy, and there is no way I'll be able to afford to buy this watch, about $8,000 on the secondary market, unless I sell my father's Pepsi GMT. Would I be ungrateful and short-sighted if I sold this classic GMT to pay for the IWC? Okie dokie. So let's address that. Firstly, you need a lobotomy. There's no way in the world I would swap a Rolex 1675 for a wretched IWC. Are you out of your mind? Please, you can buy the IWC on the secondary market for pennies in the dollar. Come on, wake up, sunshine, smell the coffee. The 1675, even though he's replaced the bezel, a lot of them have had bezel replacements. It's a beautiful, classic, iconic. I'm just shocked that somebody like yourself doesn't recognize the fortunate position you were in. That is an idiotic move. It's ungrateful, it's uncouth, and it's completely disgusting. It's the equivalent of me talking about my father, AC2's will on air. It's very distasteful, rather tacky, and certainly should not be done. So you'd have to be nuts to trade a 1675, highly desirable, highly collectible. Wear it, get into it. Once you do get it, your father is not deceased. Wait for the corpse to cool down a bit. Wear it for a while. Do not sell it for an eye. I have seen idiots. Idiots. But you'd have to take the cream pie of morons. So, by all means, what a stupid question. You keep the Rolex. It's vintage. It was your father's. I can just imagine after you sell it, then you write back to me and say, I desperately want to get it back. Well, too late. And number 3, what do you think of the SINN U1 diving watch? Other than its uninspired Salita SW200 movement, there's a lot I like about the watch. By all accounts, its fully tegimented version is totally indestructible, and I find its idiosyncratic design delightful. I especially like that it's not another Rolex Submariner derivative. This would be an everyday tool watch in the US. It retails for $26.40. A well-maintained version on the secondary market is $1,500. I've got to be completely honest with you. SINN is absolute garbage. It's garbage, okay? It's really garbage. It's garbage, okay? Very, very, very dumb. Absolutely dumb. Yeah, I got to be totally honest with you there. I've seen morons before, but SINN is garbage. That is garbage. That's garbage. It's absolute garbage. You're a Rolex man. What the hell is wrong with you, boy? You've got to get your own Rolex out of your own steam. Your grandfather had the... That was your father had the 1002. Then he's got a Pepsi, a GMT. Get off your lazy ass and get a second and third and fourth job. Make it happen. You got to get a Daytona. Get off your lazy ass and make it happen. You are an absolute despicable gentleman. You have no idea what you're doing. It is absolutely preposterous what you're contemplating there. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand where you get this from. Can you please explain the rain in... It's just ridiculous. I've seen dumb things in my life, but that would have to take the cream pie of stupidity. So I hope that's answered the questions. Guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Remember, Archie cannot survive on Google Ads alone. I rely on these paid reviews to keep me on YouTube. $50 for a paid review. I'll tell you what I think. I'll answer the questions. I'll give you the ugly, horrible truth. If you're a moron like this idiot is, I will damn well tell you. I will hold you accountable. I will tell you the truth. I'm Paul Pluta. Don't forget, you can sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon viewers get secret videos. They get special tidbits and tibulations. I'm Paul Pluta. I will see you in the next one. Hi guys, I'm ArchieLuxury. I'm the method actor who plays Paul Pluta, Satan DeVille. I play a number of characters on the ArchieLuxury and the ArchieLuxury Corporate and the Paul Pluta channel. Guys, I want to talk to you about weight loss. Weight loss. I don't know if you've noticed in the last couple of weeks there, but there's been a steady decline in my weight. And I got to tell you, the ArchieLuxury weight loss program, I've rebooted that thing there more than a bad server with Windows NT on it. Guys, I want to talk to you about weight loss, and I want to be completely honest and serious with you. I've got a new technology, and it's gonna help you lose the pounds. ArchieLuxury, this is the new secret information, Tapeworm 2000. That's correct, Tapeworm 2000. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, new sponsor on the channel, APPSTANTIATE. Help get the most of your engineering and DevOps with APPSTANTIATE. APPSTANTIATE provides on-demand DevOps infrastructure, test automation, and continuous integration as a service with a focus on mentoring and hiring assistants to help engineering teams scale. They are experts in Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, and the latest open source utilities to help your company save time and money. Cost reduction in your hosting bills alone will pay for itself. In addition, the team is 100% onshore, New York City-based senior engineers. APPSTANTIATE will help you get most productivity out of your current stack and/or employee headcount. Email hello@appstantiate.com. Please email now hello@appstantiate.com for more information. ArchieLuxury, proudly supporting fantastic businesses. And don't forget, guys, make sure you subscribe to the ArchieLuxury corporate live streaming channel to be updated on all the live shows I do. Live shows!